Okay, now we need to talk on this show a little bit more about constipation, right? Women suffer more than men. The over 65 gang suffer more than the under 65 gang. Pregnant women, etc., suffer from constipation. My guest right now is the president of a company called Poop Doc. And this has hit the airwaves where you're from in Arizona, in Phoenix, because of billboards that Scott ran. Before I have you say hello, just the genius of Scott I want you to see coming out right now. Look at this. This says, "Are you as backed up as this traffic?" That's a real bulletin board in Arizona. Then this one, Poop Doc for President. At least you'll know what's going to happen next. And finally, the number one place for a number two problem, Poop Doc. Now you know who we're dealing with. Welcome aboard, Scott, and thank you for coming in. I mean, today we sit and laugh about this. 10 years ago today, it wasn't so funny for you, right?
Right.
Tell that story about Kathy.
Well, she came home, saw her, and she said, she was really quiet, and she said, "I've got something to tell you. I've got breast cancer."
Your wife, and you're saying.
And
This
you
can't
always
be.
think that's going to happen to somebody else, but not you. You always hear about it, but it did happen, and it happened.
What's the constipation link in her breast cancer? So you started studying this.
I dropped everything, and I researched morning, noon, and night. I was passionate. I wanted to find answers. Who was getting answers? What doctors? What are they doing? I wanted answers.
And the thread was?
Detoxify the colon.
So in other words, the women who really cleaned up the intestine, bind those mycotoxins in the intestine, were the ones who did the best. She unfortunately passed away a short time thereafter, but her legacy lives on in this product, which is amazing. I'm sure you guys had millions of conversations. What you're looking at right there on the table is a small bottle of magnesium, but that's not regular magnesium. A bigger bottle, because so many people reorder, they want the bigger bottle of magnesium, and then the daily fiber supplement that I take before I go to bed at night. Tell us, the magnesium is different how?
Well, when you say magnesium, most people think like a vitamin. Oh, well, I can go to the store.
Sure.
It's completely different animal.
Yeah.
It's inorganic, which means it doesn't absorb like regular organic does. We use inorganic magnesium as a vehicle to drop off oxygen throughout the small and large intestine.
Wow,
And
very
that's-
important.
Yeah.
You had a couple of the best scientists sit down with you. I mean, this past 10 years has been amazing in your life. Here they told you couldn't get to these doctors, they were far too important, and you picked up the phone and there they were. And now the product is selling so well. And the product comes in two different, right? You've got the magnesium and then the fiber, and you stir up the fiber with this stir. And you guys, if you want to give this a try, call them and they'll knock, 10% off the price and throw in a free stir?
Yes,
Can we do that?
absolutely.
Okay, give this a try if you're using other psyllium. I think you're going to love this. I know we do at home. Thank you so much, Scott, for coming in. Don't go away, my friends. I'll be right back with more. Sensitive subject. We're going to talk to the president of a company called Poop Doc, and guess what they have? A non-digestible fiber, and it really, really works. The story that Scott's going to tell you is amazing about his wife and her inspiration in this company. Billboards went up all over Arizona. Well, I'll have Scott tell you all that and a whole lot more on today's Know the Cause. I told you we were going to be talking about constipation now. Look at this billboard. This was in Phoenix, Arizona, a real billboard put up by the president of the company you see at the bottom, poopdoc.com. The number one place for a number two problem. Joining me right now is Scott Olson, the president. There's a fun part deep inside of you, isn't there?
Yes.
I mean, some of your billboards are absolutely, are you as backed up as this traffic was one of them? I mean, congratulations on that. How did that billboard come along?
Well, when after our use backed up as this traffic went up, and all the TV,
The media just picked it up.
all the news stations picked it up. About a week later, 3 or 4 days later, a week later, I get a call by the Phoenix Republic, and that's the biggest paper in Phoenix, and says, "Hey, can we do an on-phone interview?" And I said, "Okay." Told him the story, and then he says, "I'm going to do you a favor." and he puts a big picture up, and he does the whole story, first page of the business section, does a whole story on it, and makes a contest out of the next billboard quote. So they're running every hour. He says all the reporters are at my desk every hour. So what's the best quote we got now? And the guy that won was a retired advertising executive.
My God.
He was the one that did the number 1 place for the number 2 problem.
That is brilliant. And folks, look, we try and be careful on this show, right? This is a problem affecting women much more than men, constipation. And I went online, Scott, knowing you were coming in today, just to gauge what this problem was. The big health websites, FamilyDoctor.com, WebMD, and so forth, say that really constipation isn't as big a problem as you and I might perceive it to be. That some people go to the bathroom 2-3 times a day, and some go 3 times a week. And I'm contending that if you're going 3 times a week, I think you are constipated. They wouldn't agree with that, by the way. And neither Scott nor I are doctors, right? I play one on TV, I'm not one. He has developed a product out of a very sad and very humble beginnings. Kathy, his wife, in 2001 died of breast cancer. And Kathy, back as far as 1999, suffered from constipation due to a bad diet, do you think, back then? Was that a lot
Very
of it?
bad diet when I met her. And I didn't really know anything about good or bad diets, just clueless.
I mean, you were in a totally different business.
Totally different.
It's so interesting to talk to guys like you because it's the hand of God that tapped him on the shoulder has taken this business. It has become a great business. And I was looking for something other than just psyllium hulls. I like the product that you put together here. I like the idea that you're using a different magnesium than anyone else that I know of. Tell us a little about the magnesium.
It's inorganic, which it's completely different. People think magnesium, okay, well, I can take a magnesium supplement and do the same thing. No. Organic, you can absorb like a vitamin, magnesium vitamin.
Sure.
Inorganic, and when you take as directed, at least 2 hours after your last meal, all we use it for is as a vehicle to carry and drop off oxygen throughout the intestinal tract, and that's what does
that, along with this, this is a product, this is the powder that is just looks like psyllium, but it's a whole bunch. It's a synergistic blend of things. And then you put this in a glass before you go to bed at night, and you also have this little stir that is available from your company. Why don't you give one of these away free? This is a neat little thing. If they buy the package here, if you don't mind.
No,
my viewers are very special
glad to
people.
Do that.
And so just stir it up at night before you go to bed and swallow it down. Within a few days, you'll notice something different. I was amazed. I probably do one of these psyllium. Psyllium binds mycotoxins in the intestine. This is blonde psyllium. This is a very, very good psyllium. It was a few doctors, again, guardian angels, that helped you put this formula together. And the business, thanks to the billboards, thanks to Kathy's input years ago, the business has really taken off, and you're to be commended on that. Children have a problem with constipation also?
Yes. I got a call from a nurse, and she said, my granddaughter, she's only 2 years old, and they have constipation issues, and they don't go for 2 or 3 or 4 days. I mean, this is a baby.
I know, and we have to start thinking logically. Antibiotics can cause you to back up constipation. So can other drugs, so can yeast. We talk about that on this show. Scott, great to meet you in person. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
PoopDoc.com. Who'd have thought? Don't go away. We'll be right back with more. Now, how many of you suffer from constipation? Folks, you go to a health food store and you try this product and this product and this product. Wait until you try this product from Scott Olson. Okay, look, I told you in the opening of the show it's going to get a little embarrassing now, but if you're easily embarrassed by bowel movements, it's time to leave. You've been watching my show for, 10 years, and we talk about this a lot. And Scott Olson is here. Scott is the president of a company, you're going to love this, Poop Doc. Poop Doc, welcome aboard and thank you. You are an amazing man. Your story is amazing. You're helping tens of thousands of people fix the gut. Why does the gut need fixing?
Well, it's the foundation to the house. You know, the bowels have to be moved. Constipation stops everything up. Once you stop going, you stop digesting.
Scott, when did you learn this? You're not a doctor. You're an average guy like me. When did you pick this up?
Well, my wife got diagnosed with cancer, with breast cancer in '99, and I threw everything down and started researching high and low to find out who was getting results for cancer. I was desperate.
Right,
You know, it's a serious thing when somebody gets cancer. And I started seeing a common thread through all the great doctors, physicians, healers that were getting results. And the common thread was detoxify the colon.
Now, her name was Kathy.
Right.
Did Kathy suffer from constipation?
Yes.
So you put one and one together and said, oh my gosh, I wonder if toxicity inside her body could have contributed to this breast cancer.
Yeah.
Kathy passed a couple of years later.
Right.
But from your brain, you have an engineering mind that is amazing, and I'm sure Kathy did too. From that came this product, folks. And this product is defined as some not so simple magnesium capsules. Tell us about that.
It's inorganic magnesium, and it's been ozonated. So we use inorganic magnesium as a vehicle to carry and release oxygen throughout the intestinal tract, small and large, and that's what does the work.
Who mentored you? I mean, here you are, you're restoring beautiful old cars and so forth back in the day. Perfect place, by the way, Barrett-Jackson, right down the street in Arizona. I'm a car nut myself. Who mentored you with all of this?
It's amazing when you're really focused and really determined, and that's all you want. You're purpose-driven.
Yep.
I was amazed at the people that I was accidentally meeting.
There are no
It was
accidents.
incredible. I mean, there was one, I met with a professor of Naturopathic Medical College in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if you can see this one guy, he's like
The guru.
chased by MDs, chased wherever he goes.
Yep.
If you could ever see it, but I doubt you'll ever be able to do it. And I said, could I have his number? And he said, okay, but
Good luck.
forget about it, right? I called, and he picks up on the first call. I told him my situation, and he said, I'm doing a conference in Phoenix in 3 weeks. I'll put your name at the door, come and see me, and you'll spend the day with me. It was miraculous.
And the guy was obviously very brilliant. When you look at what is in Poop Doc, you saw the magnesium. This is the powder that I've been taking every night. I mean, this is interesting. I'm not constipated, by the way, Scott, but I know that psyllium binds mycotoxins, fungal metabolites, and yeast in the intestine is one of the reasons people get so constipated. So I've been taking that every night. Now, it was one thing to pay these professors to develop this product. It was a whole other thing now on your own after Kathy died to market it, and I think this is where your genius comes in. I want to show you a couple of billboards, and you'll understand why Phoenix just took off. Number one is this one. This just went up a few months ago during the election here. Poop Doc for president. At least you'll know what's going to happen next. Brilliant. I think that's just, and the media picked up on this. But in 2007, you put this billboard up. Are you as backed up as this traffic? PoopDoc.com. I'll bet you people sat in that traffic on the freeway and just laughed. But it brought out the media, didn't it?
Within 3 hours after that billboard went up, within 3 hours, it was on all the major news stations. My phone's ringing off the hook. Did you see the Channel 5? Did you see Channel 10? Did you see Channel 15? And it was just amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I mean, the phone's ringing off the hook. This is the Phoenix Republic. Can we do an on-phone interview? They made a contest out of it. All the reporters are going to his desk every hour. What's the best quote for the next billboard?
Do you ever sit back and look at this and say, surely the hand of God 12 years ago started this and continues on me?
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Really nice to meet you today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
PoopDoc.com. How are you going to forget that? Don't go away. I'll be back with more.
You need to find out what the root cause is. Because if you don't know what the cause is, you're just going to be treating the symptoms.